Phoenix here with this weekend's football spoilers. After a remarkable, fantastic week, there was a little bit a stain was put because of Manchester United. Spoiler. I will never account for cheating. I can't do that. I would rather lose than win by accounting for cheating. So I'm telling you guys straight away, I'll mention it when I believe there could be a suspicion of cheating. Because what happened yesterday is unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. And that is something I cannot account for. So I'm telling you straight away, I'll mention it, but I can't let it impact my spoilers. I'm just too pure for that. I'm too pure. I can't do it. Like, I can't put that in and be like, oh, they're going to win by cheating. I just can't. I'll tell you what I think should happen without any kind of cheating. If there is cheating, then you can't account. It is what it is. It is what it is. But let's get straight into this weekend's matches. We'll begin with tonight, Manchester City versus Wolves. Both teams are heading into this game on remarkable form. Wolves themselves on a 6-game winning streak. Manchester City, I believe, on a 7-game undefeated streak. Worth mentioning for those who love their numbers, 11 matches analyzed in total today. 2 hours and 7 minutes per match on average of analysis. It differs, of course, match to match. For this game, be careful. Don't go crazy on City. When you got both teams in form like this, I do expect both teams to score, even with Manchester City's tremendous defensive abilities at the moment. They look very comfortable, in particular with Gvardiol and the two fullbacks. Ederson looks like he's going to be back in the team. But Wolves, I think, have firepower. They will score. Manchester City, though, in the form they're in, they're smelling blood. They won that top 5. They want to secure that Champions League football. Manchester City will win by 2-1. If you want, I've got a goal scorer for you guys today. I like Marmoush. I really do. I think he'll get on the score sheet today. He's one of those players where, like, in most games, he's looking very sharp. Not necessarily always scoring, but he'll get those numbers. He'll score today. Then I went straight to tomorrow, where we began in Germany. Leipzig versus Bayern Munich. Big game, also worth mentioning here, by the way, in case you guys are wondering. But we are approaching May. It's good weather across all the stadium, so no real chance of 90% rain in Leipzig. How does that affect? It does. Bayern Munich, if they win, they're champions of Germany again. Now, funnily enough, Harry Kane suspended. It's as if it is fitting that when they win, he will not be on the pitch. But Leipzig themselves are fighting for a top 4 spot to play Champions League football. They've got Dortmund on the back of them. They need points. And if you look at that Bayern Munich attack, Leipzig are horrific defensively. With Kane starting, I wouldn't have much doubt in Bayern winning. But I do see Leipzig scoring. There should be plenty of goals in this one. I'm going 2-2. I just don't trust that Bayern Munich attack to be clinical enough, even against this terrible Leipzig defense. And we know Leipzig will score. 2-2, both teams to score. Over 3.5. Over 2.5 if you want to be safe. It'll be a draw. Bayern won't be crowned champions. They'll be crowned champions probably the following week. Then I went straight to England. Arsenal versus Bournemouth. This will be identical to the Brentford game. We know Evanilson is suspended. We expect rotation from Arsenal. Obviously, Evanilson is out. I do see, again, more firepower in Bournemouth's attack as opposed to Arsenal. How many players will Arsenal rest? I don't think they can rest that amount, like in terms of changing the entire team. But they'll have one eye on Paris. Of course they will. As a result, I don't see Arsenal winning this football match. I think Bournemouth double chance for me makes a lot of sense. 1-1 is what I've gone with. I don't think there'll be plenty of goals, but 1-1. Then I went straight to Italy for Inter versus Verona. I'm not touching that for obvious reasons. Inter, again, expected to have a heavily rotated team. Lautaro Martinez is injured. Marcus Thuram expected not to start. Neither will Dumfries. It seems Inter, of course, prioritizing the Champions League as well. But Verona are terrible. They're struggling to score goals. Inter still have to win. Keep an eye on what happens in the Napoli game as well. That could have an impact. I do expect Inter to win. It's not going to be pretty. It will not be easy. 2-0. Struggling game. It'll be one of those painful games, but like I said, Verona not looking strong themselves going forward. Inter have to keep a clean sheet, and I expect them to win and to do so. Inter to win, no BTTS. But you look at that front line, and there is cause for concern. Then we're shifting to Spain, where Inter's opponents in the Champions League semi-final, Barcelona, also in action. They have a bit of a different feeling in La Liga because they are the ones in the lead. They're playing against the worst team in the league. Expect heavy rotation as well for Barcelona, as we can see here. Barcelona will still win this one. 3-1. I like both teams to score here as well, and I've got a pick for you guys. My boy Ansu Fati to get back on the score sheet for Barcelona. Ansu to score, Barcelona to win. That wraps up Super Saturday. Then I immediately shifted to Sunday, where we begin in Spain, in Madrid to be exact. And this one here, it's one of the toughest ones. One of the toughest ones to analyze, primarily because of the amount of players Real Madrid are missing. 58% chance of precipitation, 97% chance of precipitation in Valladolid. It'll be raining. So that will have some kind of impact. It'll affect Barca, but Barcelona should still emerge victorious. Now, Real Madrid here. Tchouaméni's been playing his best football. They looked a lot more balanced in their 4-4-2. But I expect that to change because Tchouaméni is going to have to drop into centre-back with the amount of players they have missing. No Alaba, no Rudiger, no Mendy, Militao, as you can see out still, Alaba, Carvajal, Camavinga, all out. So it's going to be a makeshift defense. Real Madrid have looked much better defensively, but how much of an impact will this have? Celta love to score. They've scored 6 goals, if I'm not mistaken, in their last 2 matches against caliber opponents like Villarreal and Barcelona. Again, I do expect both teams to score. I expect over 2.5, but La Liga would want both Barca and Real Madrid to try and head into this to meet in El Clasico in a week's time with the league title still up for grabs. I told you, I'm just mentioning it. I didn't factor that in my analysis. I analyzed it individually, but I am just mentioning this. Real Madrid 2, Celta Vigo 1. Mbappe scored a free kick. He mudded that Twitter account. I expect him to score again on the weekend. Then I immediately shifted to England, where for me, this is free money. You've got 2 teams here who have been in action on Thursday, as were Brentford, to be fair. But I'm looking at United and Spurs in particular. They've got one eye open, even though the result went their way on the Europa League. Listen, United is very simple. Unless they're playing against 10 men, they can't win. They have to show. It's cheating all games. They have to go down to the opponents. Have to go down to 10 men. Brentford looked exceptionally away to Forest. They've got goals in them. Wissa and Bremo, they feel comfortable. I'm going Brentford 2, Manchester United 0. And Spurs, I expect also to lose. West Ham, I know they're in horrific form, but they looked good against Brighton. They were very unlucky against Brighton. West Ham 2, Spurs 1. So both United and Spurs will experience defeat on Sunday. Then I went immediately to the big match, Chelsea versus Liverpool. Liverpool, of course, already crowned champions. Chelsea will have to do a guard of honor for the Premier League champions, but Chelsea themselves have to win, or at the very least, they cannot lose if they want to be playing Champions League football next season. And with Forest slipping up, they're gonna want to do as well as they can here, obviously. But I don't see Chelsea winning this football match. I made a combined 11 between the two teams just to give you guys an idea. I put Alisson in goal. I put 3 Liverpool defenders, if you count the goalkeeper, 4 in total. So even though Chelsea have been looking good defensively, they still have individuals like Colwill, whether it's Gusto or Reece James. There's mistakes in them. Chalobah was fantastic last week, but I had to stick with the 3. I put Cucurella in there. I put Caicedo and Gravenberch. Yeah, no McAllister. I put Enzo in front. Go look at Argentina. If there's any Liverpool fans who think McAllister is better than Enzo, go look at Argentina matches. Go look. Enzo's the one. Everything goes through. Yeah, and no Palmer either. Not in this current form, mate. Salah on the right, Gakpo on the left. Again, Madueke Neto looked good. And Neto versus Robertson could be a key matchup for Chelsea. And I put Jackson up front. This one, very easy game. To analyze, I think 1-1. It's got draw written all over it. Chelsea haven't got enough firepower to win this football match. Liverpool will be playing without pressure. All the pressure on Chelsea. 1-1. Remember, Chelsea outplayed Liverpool in the first game and Liverpool had to cheat to beat Chelsea. So there were signs with Lavia in the team, just like it was at Anfield, and he's coming back now. I do expect Chelsea to look better in midfield. They'll win that midfield better, but I don't think it will be enough. 1-1. Then I shifted immediately to Italy. Bologna versus Juventus, another big game for the Champions League. It's a head-to-head between two teams, currently 4th and 5th. The big talking point here is Yildiz is suspended. He will not be playing. He got sent off. These are the projected lineups. 39% chance of precipitation, but Juventus missing some players. Here's a statistic for you guys. Bologna haven't beaten Juventus since 2011. You got to factor that in. This one, a very easy game for me to analyze. When in Italy, there's two teams like this, both fighting for something, both going head to head. Draw. Because there's too much to lose. If either team wins, it's too much of a setback for the other team. If there's a team more likely to win, it's potentially Bologna 1-0. But I do believe they're missing Ndoye, which is a big loss for them. Orsolini is the one in form. His name will not really be mentioned too much. But I expect this game to be under 2.5 guaranteed. 0-0. There won't be a single goal in this game. It was a thrilling game last season. If you remember, it finished 3-3. There won't be a goal today, or rather on Sunday. 0-0. Then the final game I analyzed was on Monday between Genoa and Milan. Genoa really struggling for goals. Milan, again, they're not... It's going to be tough for them to get a European spot via the league. But they look better in the 3 at the back. It'll be a bit similar to the Venezia game. I believe Milan will emerge victorious with no both teams to score. It'll be 1-0 Milan I have gone with. They've changed how they approach matches. They're not this, we're going to try outscore our opponents. They've changed their style. And like I said, with Genoa struggling for goals, 94% chance of precipitation. It's going to be one of those games. Milan will emerge victorious with a goal, 2-0. I cannot wait. A lot of chitching and bibbling to be made. As always, tune into my streams to see my yakas. Either way, much love, and I'll catch you guys, especially beginning tonight at the Etihad for a big game for Champions League football. Spoiler, Phoenix, Robin Hood. They're even calling me Midas, Oracle. Out.